right now in 3, 2, 1. And I think we're in. Yes, we are. Our audience is disillusioned right now. I think that we're taking CBDs from my sponsors. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Chew and New podcast. Unfortunately, I am alone today. Chew could not make it because it rained and his leg got stuck in the front of the driveway, so I wasn't about to pick him up. So, as we all know, Chew is a amputee, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But anyways, guys, we are here live in our studios. We got a good one today. I got two segments for you. First one is going to be talking about some Jordan shoes that I stumbled across over at the eatery, and that's going to be a beautiful story when I come about that. But let me introduce yourself. Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Andrew, and I'm here to talk about some shoes. Talk about the shoe game and how it's changed my life and how I got into it.
Yeah, and I also got
Rolando Zamora. I'm here representing Good Morning Lothal, where we talk about Star Wars on a weekly basis.
I told you, man. Two great separate. It's going to be great, guys. I mean, for all you Star Wars fans out there, I can tell you right now what you're thinking. You know, oh yeah, oh yeah. You know that's going on, bro. You know that's going to happen. But anyways, guys, let's get into it. The funny story about is Lot 41, correct?
Yes,
Lot 41.
Lot 41.
It was a dark Saturday night. No, it was a Saturday night. I had gone to the craft. Shout out to the craft, Mike and the craft. Thank you. I mean, you guys doing great things out there. Don't forget the concert this week with Monosity. There you go. I said I open up for Lone Star. I was out there having after seeing the cartoon that I posted last week on that what's it called, that blueberry fruit punch beer, that punch knockout beer, whatever it's called. I forget it because it erases. It's just like Men in Black. They flash you with it, you lose all your memory. And when I was drinking my beer, I was walking around, getting my beer, getting ready to leave, and I see this shop from far away. I'm like, what? I mean, what's going on over there? And I see people in there. And then the first thing that caught my eye were the Jordans on the wall. And I was like, say what? Exactly. I'm like, man, I got to go check that out. And the funny thing is, I don't know whether I was going or coming because I'm not going to lie, I was a little buzzy that night. And all I saw, to me, it looked like they were like telling me to come in. Maybe they were shooing me away. I don't know. So they said, come on in. I'm like, oh, yeah, they're calling me in. I'm going in. And I walked on in. Guys, when I walked in there, man, it took me back. It took me back when I was a kid, man. Big time. I was like, oh my God, I'm in heaven. Look at all these shoes. And Andrew approached me and started, tell me what's going on, Andy. Geez, where did all of this start? First of all, tell us where you're from and how did you come up with the idea with this Lot 41?
Okay, so I'm originally from Harlingen. I got married to my better half. You guys can't see her right now, but she's off to the side over here.
Hi.
And,
you can hear her now.
She's a Weslaco native, so I knew at that moment I was going to become a Weslaco native.
There you go.
And all my life been working as an engineer, and all of a sudden last September, I want to say, took a trip. Now, I'm the type of guy who was a minimalist. Down to it. I would wear the same pair of shoes 6 years in a row before I'd get and in order for me to get a new one, she would force me. She'd have to throw out my stuff for me to get a new pair.
Every parent's dream, just to have a child that stays with the feet.
Oh yeah, hey,
your feet are growing. Don't worry, Mom. I'm fine. I'll scrunch my toes, Mom. Don't worry.
Oh, it was a great thing. And then we go to Vegas, and I stumbled across Urban Necessities.
Okay.
It's a store inside of the Caesars Forum shops.
Okay.
Now, this store is a sneakerhead, streetwear person's dream. It's one of the biggest sneaker stores, if not the biggest sneaker stores in the world.
Okay.
And as I walk in, I start seeing shoes on the wall. You're talking thousands and thousands of pairs. And for the first time in my life, I felt so passionate about an article of clothing with just the shoes.
And you said,
Oh, she knew it. She knew it. The minute we scanned that first barcode and saw that they were asking $4,000 for that pair of shoes,
doggy, damn.
I think she knew that I had immediately inherited another expensive hobby. And she said, man, oh my goodness, here we go again.
Right.
So long story short, come back from Vegas and I call up some friends who are in the sneaker game and I say, you know what, I want at least 6 pairs, just to cover the different colors, the different options, a Jordan 1, a Jordan 4. At this time, I'm still learning. I don't know much about much.
Right.
I know a little about a little, but not a lot about a lot.
Right.
And I'm starting to research, and one of my friends says, you say 6, but just wait. Sure enough, 3 months later, I was at about 40 pairs of shoes.
Oh my gosh.
And at that moment, I realized to myself, there really is an opportunity here because the community, the sneaker culture, and there is a culture here in the Rio Grande Valley.
Right.
They're such good people. We got to go out to SneakerCon in San Antonio.
SneakerCon.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap. I didn't know there was such a thing. Wow.
There's a whole convention for it, and SneakerCon bounces around month to month, different major cities. So they've had Atlanta, they've had San Antonio, they've had Miami, they've had Los Angeles, all this year so far. And you have hundreds of thousands of people there. And when I went, it was incredibly overwhelming for what I had expected.
Wow.
But at the same time, the culture, everybody's just so friendly with this. And people go out and they celebrate the shoes, the look. You have shoes, people wearing shoes from 2015. And they've got them looking dead stock, is what they say in the industry. It's brand new. Right. And it's about the fit, which is your outfit. That's what people are saying. It's about the fit. It's about the look. It's about everything, putting it all together. Right. And I was just so engulfed by the community that I told my wife, I said, you know what? We can do this. I said, let's do this. Let's make a store. I said, there's not a lot of them in the Valley. You have some of the bigger ones in the malls in McAllen. Right. Understandable. They get a lot of foot traffic, but you didn't have anything so much in the Mid-Valley area. You had new stores starting to come out. Right. So I said, you know what? We could jump on this. Let's get on this and let's make it happen. Now came the space.
Oh, right? Shoot. Okay, exactly. Find the space for it. Exactly.
Yeah, where exactly are we going to do something like this?
And get ready, guys. Get your pen and paper here because you're about to get the location of this place. Because I guarantee you, walking through those doors is like jumping back in the 90s, man. It's all Jordan. I know my buddy out there, who Jesus Castillo, huge Jordan fan. He finds his place, man. You're gonna go bankrupt. You're gonna be rich in a couple of weeks.
I hope so. Come on in.
But go ahead.
So the next thing was the figuring out the space. And so what it seemed like at first was we really didn't know where we were going to do this, and a building costs money. A building to build something from scratch costs money. We knew that we needed some kind of traction in terms of foot traffic. Right. And the eatery, they're doing everything right. Right, exactly. It comes to the people coming by, the events that they're hosting, the markets, everything. There's plenty of foot traffic there. It's almost like Westlaco's own mall. Exactly. So it's a great place. So we said, you know what? We want something downtown. We saw that the downtown district started coming up. It's starting to grow, yes. So, and that's a good thing for everybody. My father-in-law and my mother-in-law recently purchased Mimi's Attic. Okay. So Mimi's Attic's an antique store downtown Westlaco in Texas. It's been there for a while. I've been in a couple of times. It's an institute, and they've got all kinds of stuff there. Antiques, knickknacks, anything that you could think of. A lot of sports memorabilia. Oh yeah. Plenty of stuff like that. Yeah. And my father-in-law, as he's purchasing it, he asked me to help him move some things out of the back room. Right. Move some furniture for him. And some of that furniture, it's no joke. You're moving around that stuff. Right, exactly. So I said, hey, gladly. And as I go to this back room, I start looking at the bones of it. The ceiling is aluminum ceiling. There's industrial beams running across it. Now, mind you, they're painted, pastel yellow and pinks at the time. Right. But I look at the room and I say, man, this room has potential to do something with. And lo and behold, there's 2 rooms. They're twin rooms sitting in the back of the store that have this industrial feel to it. I said, yeah, this is perfect for a man cave / shoe store, And so, what about my she shed? No, hey, she can have the she shed. She can have the she shed. And so I see it. The bones are good. Everything's right. I said, man, but we're moving stuff around, so somebody's already renting it. I asked my father-in-law, I said, hey, what the renters here, do they have a contract or anything? He says, well, what renters? As luck would have it, the renters vacated that month of both of those back rooms.
There you go.
At that moment, I'm a big believer in signs and that things happen for a reason.
Yep.
I knew that the universe was telling me I was in the right place at the right time, having the right idea and the right conversation with the right people.
Yep.
So immediately call, the better half, the decision maker, the boss, my wife, on the phone.
How was she?
At first, apprehensive.
That heartbeat, right?
At first, yeah.
Right there.
Always.
That was the heartbeat right there.
Exactly.
What is he gonna ask me?
She hears me get excited about something, and the first thing she thinks is, how much is it going to cost us? You know what I mean? Because she knows that this is going to be something.
Mm-hmm.
And so I start running the idea past her. I said, hey, look, listen, we were looking for a space. We wanted something. I said, what do you think? And it didn't take her long to say, yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
That was perfect. I'm sure there was a little bit of that first, right? That was the initial before there was the yes, the go ahead, right? The green light. Before I got all that, there was a little bit of that. But no, I mean, it didn't take much convincing.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that one of the biggest issues that shoe stores come into is having the inventory.
Yes.
So now at this time, the idea was in place, the passion behind it was in place, and the physical location was in place.
Right.
We needed inventory.
Yeah. Exactly.
So inventory was the next step. And it was, how do we go about doing this?
Right.
These sneakers, for anybody that knows about a Nike Dunk, a Jordan drop, a Yeezy drop, you name it, whatever it is.
I see dollar signs every time it says that, bro.
Oh, yeah. They're so limited and incredibly difficult to get, not just one of them, not just your size, but to get multiples.
Exactly.
Super difficult. And that's why stores run into the inventory issues.
Right.
So we knew we had to go to sneaker cons. We had to go to these sneaker conventions, these streetwear conventions, things like that, to go and buy the inventory. So here we were, new to the game, going to the biggest event that Texas has had this year and trying to come back with at least 50 pairs minimum. We knew we needed that, and we knew we needed a mix of things that were considered the heat shoes, the shoes that everybody wants, and then we needed to have affordable. Right. You have to have affordable because you have to have those options for people to come in and feel like, hey, I'm not immediately turned off by everything in your store being $500 or more. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I hear you.
And so, all of these things, these ideas start coming together, and we go to these events, start pulling in inventory.
Right.
Every event we went to, the idea was to come back with at least minimum $5,000 worth of inventory.
Jesus.
Bring it down. And we knew that our savings was taking a hit.
Right.
For sure. But we thought this is an investment that we believed in, that we thought would work, and that we were passionate about. Yeah. So it's where it started.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing about starting anything like that. You need to take the leap. You need to take the leap to get something going. Just like when we started with this podcast. Just like I'm pretty sure you do that with your podcast. Yeah. It's taking the leap of faith to do that.
Yeah. So,
but it's like I said. I mean, you came up with the idea. You say, you know what? I gotta do this. If I don't move on this now, it's gonna be something I should have said. Damn it, I should have done it because someone else is already doing it. But I mean, honestly, straight honesty is that going into that shop, it's magical, man. Because I mean,
I appreciate it.
It literally took me back to when I was in high school. And consider the fact Jordan came into the NBA in the late '80s. But he started blossoming in the 90s. And, and then seeing all those shoes again is like, holy crap. I'm like, my God. And the first thing I told you, where the first shoes he wore, and he was like, they're right here. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Had a 2015 retro pair of Jordan 1 High Chicago's. We had that shoe. If you look at the market on that shoe today, brand new will run you about $2,000
Yep.
for that pair.
Exactly.
We had a slightly used pair. I said, you know what? I understand the demographic also is a thing, right?
Mhm.
Understand it.
Yeah.
Look, we're not trying to get rich off of anybody or anything. We operate in margins that are incredibly small.
Right.
That pair you saw that day
Yeah.
is gone.
Oh, fuck. San Antonio, Texas.
Somebody came in and took it. And they came in, they saw it on the wall and said, I gotta have it.
God.
I gotta have it.
Dang it, dude.
And the thing is you see that shoe, and it doesn't matter if you're a fan of basketball, a fan of sneakers, a fan of Michael Jordan.
It's just a piece of history.
Yeah. You
It's a
see
piece of
somebody
history.
wearing a pair of Jordan 1 highs
Yeah.
in the Chicago colorway.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know exactly what they are.
Exactly.
You
yeah.
know exactly what they are. And the thing about the shoes today is because Jordan brand, Nike brand, even Adidas have done collaborations with all types of people. You have Adidas doing the collaboration with Kanye West that
Yes.
brings in his fans to the culture.
Exactly.
Nike and Jordan brand doing the collaborations with Travis Scott, bringing in his fans and that culture. These collaboration deals that they continue to do, it just brings in more fans to an already insane group of people.
Yes. it
Like
does.
the number of people is just crazy.
Mhm.
But it's always good people. And that's the thing. It's easy to get into something when you know you're getting involved with good people.
Mhm.
And that's a great thing. There is a good sneaker community here in the Valley, maintained mostly through the Facebook groups. The RGV Soul is the Facebook. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
But they maintain a great page, and the culture is just phenomenal. A lot of those guys have come through and helped me with inventory for the store.
Mhm.
A lot of those guys I've been responsible with big deals, and it's been great. It's been great to have the support from them as well to say, hey, you're doing this. I got this shoe at retail.
Right.
Instead of selling it for $300-400, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you for less. I'm gonna make my profit, but I'm gonna leave you to make something for yours.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Gotcha.
and that's
gotcha.
the sneaker community. It's been a lot of people helping people. I saw that upstate. I've seen it from people from all over Miami, all over the place,
Right.
even here in the RGV. So it is an incredible community, and it's very easy for you to feel passionate about something like that.
Mhm.
It's something that I myself love. I wear a different pair of Jordan 1s every day. I mean, that's just my thing. I love it so much. And so I'm glad to see that people share that passion, about the shoes and stuff.
Right. Right. And I got a Molka Studio saying, guys, have a great show. Thank you, guys. And of course, I got Louis who's shooting out a bunch of crap here saying Deadpool. Of course, Louis. Schindler's List. Change up wrong podcast, bro. That's Evil by Default. That's the guys you want to follow. Those guys, because they're the ones into the hardcore. And Lilo and Stitch, you got problems. But but yeah, and not only in your shop, I know you brought a couple. I'm sure you want to show those off.
Oh yeah.
You brought a couple of some items here. Let me get the other camera on because I think we are gonna have to use that camera. Get that camera going real quick. And he's actually giving them to me for free.
As a promotional gift.
Promotional gift for me. Yay! No, if you want to bring one for Chew, it's just one shoe. But
So, I got it. I got him covered.
What you got, man? I got the camera right on you. There's a
This
camera
one
there,
here?
a camera there. You got two.
All right.
Camera one, camera two, camera one,
So
camera two.
this shoe, this is a recent release by Nike brand, and this is a Nike Dunk Low. So Nike Dunk Lows are all the rage right now. Everybody knows about a Nike Panda. If you guys are watching the podcast and you know what a Panda is, you know what a Panda is. This one here is a Nike Dunk Low, and this is actually a commemorative Dunk Low that just released. This is called the Nike Dunk Low Jackie Robinson.
Oh,
Now, for those of you sports fans, that's another
oh my
avenue
gosh,
where
I
you
can already
get-
see on the camera. Jesus
where
Christ.
you get the sports fans involved with it as well. So, shoe comes with an extra pair of laces, the blue. You see the cross stitching like a baseball on the white lace here,
Let me.
commemorating the 75 years on the tongue.
There you go.
It says 75 years of breaking barriers. And here you're going to have all of the writing that Jackie Robinson spoke in a speech.
Wow.
Felt Nike swoosh, blue stitching around the outsole, mini Nike swoosh here over the toe box, and of course the number 42 here, commemorating
Big
Jackie Robinson.
baseball fans, you guys are going crazy right now. Where can I get that shoe?
So this is a size 10 and a half. You can find
Perfect.
it and I mean, this is one of the things about the sneaker culture is that you also get these kind of commemorative shoes that come out. And this is an absolute beautiful
That
shoe.
is
I mean, the
beautiful, man.
materials that they chose on the shoe is absolutely phenomenal. So if you're a
Dude.
baseball fan, you're a fan of number 42.
It'll fit, man. A couple of paper t-shirt in front, I'll be all right.
There you go. You're just fine. Yeah. No, this is an absolutely phenomenal shoe. Amazing pair. I'm really glad they did it. Even inside the sock liner or the insole
The insole
has all of the writing.
Oh,
in
there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Incredible pair of shoes.
Wow.
So yeah, if you guys want one of these, we've also got it in a women's size.
There
We've
you
got
go,
this. So if
ladies.
you want to do a his and hers?
Ladies,
You
come
want to do
on.
a couple matching thing? Come on over, shop the store.
No, man, then walking out together. No, man. Wait.
There it is.
On the Yeah.
And then I brought one more.
Okay,
to
here
show
we go.
you guys. So
Here we go.
this is a little bit of an older pair. And for those of you sneakerheads that are watching, just by seeing the box, the inverted Nike box with the Jumpman stamped here, I'm sure you could have an idea of what this is.
Oh my gosh.
So this is a huge collaboration, and a lot of people say this collaboration was the one that set off sneakers for Nike.
Give me a minute. Go lock the door in front because I'm probably gonna have somebody running into the podcast in a minute.
There you go. So this happened in 2017. This was a collaboration between Virgil Abloh's Off-White company, and Virgil Abloh, rest in peace, he just passed away last year in October.
Right.
And Nike, along with Jordan Brand. Nike reached out to Virgil and said, we've had a lot of problems with our creative teams and the ideas.
Mhm.
We're going to send you 10 shoe silhouettes, and we want you to do something with them.
Right.
At this point, Virgil Abloh was famous for a deconstructed look. He wanted shoes to look, clothing, anything he was designing to look as though it was falling apart, as though it was barely being pieced together. And he came back to Nike with what they called the 10. It was the 10 shoes that he collabed Off-White with. This one is the one. This is the pinnacle one.
Oh my gosh.
So this right here.
Okay, let me adjust. You might want to close your eyes for this.
So you've got in the inside, as soon as you open, you've got
Oh
the
my
gold
God.
Jumpman logo.
Jesus.
So
Christ.
we talked about the original Chicago Jordan 1 highs.
I am sweating bullets right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching me right now, I can't contain myself.
This
Oh my gosh.
is the Off-White
Jesus Christ.
Jordan 1 high in the Chicago color blocking.
Jesus.
So you
man.
see that everything on the shoe looks like it's got exposed foam. The pieces are still coming apart here.
Right.
you've got
Right.
The 85 on
85,
the
yeah.
inside here, meaning that this was the original release of the shoe.
Exactly.
This is the Off-White famous zip tie. You have deconstructed look along the swoosh with the
Mhm.
stitching on the outside.
Exactly.
This is Virgil Abloh's design. When he passed away, the shoe went from being like a $5,000 shoe to being $10,000
Real quick,
overnight.
yeah. Of course.
Now it's settled down a little since then, but it's still an iconic shoe.
You damn straight it is.
Chicago Jordan 1 high in the Off-White blocking. If you guys want to come by and see it, you guys want to come by and make offers on it, you're more than welcome to. We've got it priced at the store.
You gotta take side-by-side photos with a number on the side and fingerprints at the door.
So check it out. But we definitely have these on display. You can see that it's got the Off-White where it was manufactured here.
Right.
But this is just an iconic pair of shoes. Anybody who's a sneakerhead who knows anything about it, they know what
Jesus
the
Christ.
Chicago is. An Off-White Chicago is absolutely gorgeous. This is by far one of the most beautiful shoes I've ever seen.
I hear that.
The construction, the color blocking, everything about it. They know what this is. Everybody knows what this is.
Right.
You know, if you're into basketball or whatever, you know what this is. So I just wanted to bring this one by because it means a lot. It was definitely a grail for me. This was a shoe that I considered one of the holy grails of shoes.
It is the holy grail of shoes,
Yeah,
bro.
absolutely.
It's the first.
Absolutely. So I had to bring this one by to show it off.
My God. And he's giving it to me.
There
I'm wearing them out in the rainy
you know,
day right now.
so here's the thing. We're definitely going to give this guy a free pair of shoes. You know what I mean? If he hasn't been dropping hints at all, I got to be blind and deaf.
Oh my God.
This guy's getting a pair of J's.
Oh my
Anytime
God.
you see him, let him know. He's going to let you know where he picked them up from.
Guess where I got them? Yeah, Lot
Lot
41,
41.
baby. Oh my God. And I mean, not only do you sell shoes, 'cause we got to get a benefit out of your partner over here, buddy. You also sell Magic the Gathering, correct?
That's correct.
And how is that? How is and being a shoe store? How does that intertwine, man? How is the business on that intertwining with you guys?
You want to take that one?
So
So
he's a talker.
he's on a roll. That's why, man.
I mean, the thing is that
He's got expensive
We-
hobbies.
don't let anybody, you know, I wasn't a sneakerhead before I was a closet card gamer.
There you go.
Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the
Oh,
Gathering,
There you go. There you
you
go.
know, Pokemon, you name it, and I've played it. Right? We've loved the game since I can remember. I've probably been playing Magic the Gathering since around 1997. The game came out in 93, so 97 was when I started playing.
I feel super old right now.
Oh.
Go on.
I feel like that every morning when I wake up. That's when I feel the
1990
worst.
what?
Yep, 97.
97. Oh shit! I had just graduated in 94. Jeez.
So
Well, this podcast is over. Now you owe me a Joe Pair of Jorts. No, go ahead, man.
so we started with the Magic cards, and you know, we both were engineers. We went to school for engineering,
Mhm,
graduated college for engineering,
Right.
worked at an engineering firm, and all the time we'd look at each other and say, wouldn't it be great to open up a Magic store to just sell Magic cards? Now, when this opportunity presented itself for the shoes, you know, I said, why leave it at shoes?
Right.
When the stimulus checks started coming in,
Oh, papachito. Oh,
and-
papacito.
and COVID was in its prime,
Yeah.
people were sitting around at home with a lot of extra cash, wondering where to invest it.
Right.
Collectibles, I'm talking sealed video games,
Yep.
Magic cards, Pokemon cards, you name it,
Mhm.
Power Rangers toys,
Anything
you know,
graded.
anything,
books,
yeah, comic books,
cards,
whatever,
Yeah.
started going through the roof. So people
Exactly.
have a lot of extra exposable income, and
Right.
that's what did it.
Mhm.
So when this opportunity came up, I said, hey, let's make it shoes, collectibles, and apparel.
Right.
Let's do collectibles. We had the space.
Right. Exactly.
We wanted to do it. And we wanted to enter a market of it that no one else in the valley has. Now there are collectible card game
Yes,
stores in
yeah,
the valley. They're
exactly.
here and they're great.
Right.
All of them.
Right.
Right. We've got
Yeah,
friends in the
friends.
business who own them.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say anything bad about any one of them.
Right.
Fantastic. And we didn't want to compete with them.
Exactly.
We wanted them to be able to host the tournaments, have the kids over and do the
Right.
thing.
Right.
We didn't want to enter that sector.
Exactly.
We wanted to do a different one. And you want to go ahead and take the reins on what Commander is and why we got into it? Or?
Yeah, sure. So Commander is basically like a spin-off format of
Mhm.
what people know Magic the Gathering to be, where you're just playing heads up.
Okay.
So this format was invented a while back already,
Mhm.
and it was intended to be a tabletop casual format of the game where you get together with like 3 of your friends, you sit around, you have a beer while you're playing Magic.
Just like
cracking
what I'm doing
jokes,
right now.
Just
like
like
what
what
we're
we're
doing
doing
now,
right
yeah.
now. So what happens in Magic? Well, before Commander existed, the value of cards would actually depreciate
Okay.
rather than it being like a true collectible. And the longer you held it, the more it would go up in value.
Mhm.
It's just because there was no availability for you to actually still use older cards.
Okay.
So when this format came out, it gave players the availability to do that.
Mhm.
And not only did they get to play with their favorite cards that they couldn't really play with anymore at tournaments at the local shops,
Mhm.
now there was both a play value and a collectible value
Mhm.
to it. So the beauty of the game is that it's evolved so much to where like now you have sleeves and protectors for these cards.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that.
And coincidentally, like that's also created like a rarity in the oldest cards that exist, because back when this game was created, it's the first trading card game actually.
Mhm.
There was no such thing as sleeves, so people were buying these cards, they were playing them on, on the living room floor, on the
Yeah.
Sidewalk
floor.
outside. I
yeah.
remember playing
Yeah.
with them on the
Pinche
sidewalk.
tazos. Oh.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, people, they're not only looking for these cards to play with, they're looking for the best condition
Right.
cards, and they're
Right.
it just created a market of like high end, the same way we're talking about high end sneakers.
Yes.
Aside from the normal shoes you go into Foot Action, Foot Locker and buy,
Right.
there's a market for high end cards. So
Yeah.
it's both a collectible and a gaming piece. So
Wow.
we decided, all the other stores do such a great job of like having availability of cards for people to have for these tournaments.
Mhm.
But our niche has always been, we like the high end stuff, because in this game, everybody wants to evolve their deck into high end stuff because
Right.
it's a collectible
Right.
format.
Right.
So I know more so with Andy, it's like he's like amassed an insane collection, because speaking of like expertise in investing, like he
Mhm.
was talking about taking the risk in the shoes. Well, Magic was something that he knew for such a long time that it was much more of less of a risk. And It
Right.
was more of like
Yeah.
an easy thing to like
Exactly.
you just pick this stuff up and
Exactly.
you sit on it.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So it just got, I guess it got so out of hand that
Really, really
Yeah.
out of hand.
Really?
Yeah.
Aaron?
Yeah.
not really out
And,
of
that, and
hand.
that's the wife in the background.
That's
Yeah.
where I would say.
Really out of hand.
Yeah.
I can't really say too out of hand, because it's like when you become like you're an expert in certain
Yeah.
things, you just know what to buy, you know what to hold, and then you know when to sell. Well, I would say, given the sneaker shop, now
Mhm.
there was presented itself an opportunity to start selling, and for us to actually start turning profit on
Mhm.
our collection. So
Right.
that's where he brought me into the picture, because again, like he said, it's something that we would talked about.
We'd
when-
always talked about it. We just always talked about it, and we wanted to do it. And I mean, so this is my best friend. He was the best man at my wedding. There's nobody in the world I trust more than this guy.
Right.
You know, except for the wife. She's over there.
So
I can feel it. I can feel the eyes, right? I can feel them pride. They're just destroying me.
she's all like, just wait till we get home.
Yeah,
I'm gonna and we're gonna throw you
Yeah.
down. You're gonna sleep with the dogs tonight, and then so help me that if I get you.
She's
Yeah,
good.
all
Oh,
of that.
she's spicy. She's definitely chiquita pero picosa.
I
She
got
is
you. I
spicy.
got you.
So and I was glad to call him up and say, hey, listen, let's do it. We've got the space now. We've got this opportunity. We're both in business for ourselves now. Let's take a risk. Let's take that leap of faith that we talked about earlier,
Right.
and let's get it done. And so, like you said, we want to focus on the commander portion of the game. Now, is not to throw anyone else out. We do have singles for everybody.
Right.
But we focus on more of they're called foil cards, like a hollow foil. Imagine
Right.
opening up a rookie card or something, and you've got like a Pinnacle Prism background or something like that. That's what we're looking for.
Oh, okay.
Not the normal version of a card. We're looking for more the foil, the high end, the extended art, the borderless, the crazy stuff. That's what we want to focus on.
Well, I just want to let you know we got our first caller here, and go ahead, buddy. What did you want to say?
Okay.
What do you want to say again?
Okay. All right. I got 100 lotto tickets.
What?
Alright?
What?
I'm gonna win this lotto.
Oh my God! This, by the way, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm gonna win this lotto.
this is Chew. He's talking about winning the lotto thing. You're gonna win this lotto and what, Chew?
It's been crazy out here, dude.
What are you
You know
doing?
how many little old ladies are at the store right now? Okay.
Uh-huh.
You know how many I had to take out just now?
Chew, you're calling for a reason. We'll get you that one Jordan, all right? I'll make sure I try to get you that one Jordan for your amputee leg, dude.
First of all, you're a jerk for bringing that up.
And then?
You are a tremendous jerk. All right, first of all, that leg that you're mocking, it's prescription, okay?
Anyways, dude, I'm gonna have to bring it to commercial.
Professional.
Oh my God. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen.
Harder than you.
Yeah.
Than you.
Aren't we happy that we left you at home?
People who, by the way, can't afford to drop $8,000.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is Chew on the line. Thanks for calling, Chew.
Hold on.
Oh my God, dude, I gotta go to break, man. Come on.
I have a question for the nerds.
Oh my God.
Hey, go ahead. Shoot.
All right, nerds. Okay.
Go on.
Recent times have thrust the game of Dungeons and Dragons back into the spotlight.
Thank you, Stranger Things.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Stranger Things. Now, how has that translated? Has that at all translated to business into your nerd nook there?
Oh, whew.
You have to use the word nerd, you ass.
It's not a derogatory word.
Not anymore.
Thanks, Stranger Things again.
I didn't want to use the real word that I really wanted to use.
Shut up, dude. Just shut up. I'm gonna hang up already, dude.
No, yeah. To answer his question, absolutely. So, Magic: The Gathering, the card game, actually, as right alongside Stranger Things, they have now done a collaboration and have released 2 Magic sets that collaborated with Dungeons and Dragons, where they took all these iconic Dungeons and Dragons characters and printed them on Magic cards. And so this is the type of thing that I was talking about with these collaboration events. It doesn't just happen with the shoes. You've got collaboration events happening everywhere. And to be honest, I think the first person that did it, the person that made it famous, Marvel Studios.
Mm-hmm.
You had superheroes coming out in other superheroes movies.
Right.
And Marvel said, hey, wait a minute. The more superheroes we jam in a movie, the more money we're going to make.
Mm-hmm.
Other businesses said, hey, they've got the right idea. So Magic: The Gathering jumped on board with the Dungeons and Dragons train and created this collaboration, 2 sets where it's got Dungeons and Dragons characters, and it's done nothing but positive things for sales.
Right.
So, yeah, to answer the question, it has improved sales vastly. You have now a whole new group of players that were playing one tabletop game that are now interested in playing another one because their favorite characters are now in this game.
Right.
So, and vice versa.
Right.
You know, if you weren't into Dungeons and Dragons and now you were into Magic, you're reading these cards and saying, you know what, I want to learn more about this. I want to know why so many of these cards say roll a dice, take initiative, do things like that. Dungeons and Dragons things on the cards. So you jump over now, and now you've got people doing this cross-genre thing.
Right.
So, yeah, to answer his question, hey, business is good.
There you go, dude.
Business is good.
Are you happy?
Fantastic, dude.
All right.
Let me know if there's going to be the big Yu-Gi-Oh versus Dungeons and
Oh my
Dragons.
God! Here we go. Bye, Chew.
Lots of nerds going down that day.
Bye, Chew. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Chew on my co-host, I guess, for the meantime, until I go solo. But anyways, guys, yeah, if you would have been here, it would have been very interesting. Trust me, guys. But no, you know what? Since we're coming up to 30, actually 40 minutes already to the podcast, nothing but great stuff here. Wow. We got to pay some bills because we know we can't have beautiful people like this coming to our show, you know? So let's pay some bills and we will be right back. Give me 1 second. Time to pay some bills, guys. Here we go. The Craft, Wesco, Texas, proudly sponsors the Chew Podcast. Man, you're looking for a good Friday night, Saturday night, or any time of the night, you want to head out to Wesco, look for the Craft down at the eatery, man. I guarantee you will have a great time. Ask for Miguel and let him know Chew and him sent you. Hemp It Up, located in McAllen and Wesco, Texas. Guys, looking for something for anxiety, something to sleep and relax? Give Osvaldo and Maria a call. They will help you out. Just let them know Chewy News sent you. You might get something a little extra, you know what I'm saying? Beanie Weedies, man. You cannot go wrong with this enchilada mix, man. I'll tell you what, right now, any kind of beer you mix in this bad boy, I guarantee it's gonna be a party. Not one, not two, but 3 times a night. And she's selling gallons. Get a hold of her on Facebook and Instagram. Hurry up before they all run out. Smoke, liquor, and adult novelties? Hell, head out to the rabbit hole, bro. You will have a good time. They got a lot of stuff you can take a look at. And if you're interested, you can even start being a tattoo artist. They even have tattoo machines. Look for them on Facebook and Instagram. I guarantee you'll love it, brother. And let them know Chewy News sent you. Looking for a solid plumber? Give Paco a call, man. I'm telling you right now, if he doesn't answer, keep calling. He's always a busy guy. Let him know Chewy News sent you. And when you let him know that, he'll also tell you your crap is his bread and butter. Like always, man. Yeah. Summertime is here, man. The best way to cool off is through Rowdy's Pools, man. What better way to have your own pool in your backyard? Why go to the beach where all the crowd is? Never get that sense of relaxation and privacy? Get your own pool. Call Rowdy's Pool and let them know Chewy News sent you, man. Oh, big shout out to Surge, one of our #1 sponsors from the beginning. He's been here through all the episodes, man. There's nothing more than saying thank you. Any electrician advice? Give this guy a call. Let him know the Rockstar sent you. Watch out, bro. You got cravings? No, but let me tell you about this place out here, man. It's gonna get you every time. Hipsters, snacks, and more. Located at 2600 South 23rd Street, McAllen, Texas. Give them a call. Let them know Chewy News sent you. Once again, thank you to all our sponsors for sticking with us through thick and thin, man. We got a lot more show for you, so go anywhere, baby. Laters, guys.
Joe Manganiello, famous for True Blood, and also comes out in Rampage with The Rock, married to Sofia Vergara. The guy is a fanatic for Dungeons and Dragons,
right.
Absolute fanatic. And then it crosses over to Magic the Gathering. You have Post Malone, who is an absolute phenom for Commander Magic, high-end Magic cards, things like that. You've got, you know, like Jake Paul showing up to events wearing first edition Charizard cards, Pokemon around his neck. You know, you got a $50,000 card hanging around your neck. And yes, I said it, 50,000, 50. Yes. Some of these things are.
It's no longer the big gold chains.
No.
Now it's a Pokemon card.
It's a Pokemon card. Yeah. So
Jesus Christ.
You have these crossovers happening all over the place where they're bringing in their fans into a whole new world, and they're seeing a whole new side of that person, and then getting into this collectible genre just like they're getting into it.
Right.
And so Post Malone, there's a lot of YouTube channels that have Post Malone playing Magic. And that's our goal. The next step for the store is to start a YouTube channel.
Oh, here we go.
And get that going. And now we know a guy who's good with lights, sound effects. I mean, hey, we know a guy.
I don't know anybody like that.
And he works for Jordan.
No, I know a guy. I know a guy who might just do that for you.
There you go.
This guy right here. Anyways, man, I look forward to that later on. If you guys do a podcast out there, man, I know Chew and I would love to go out there and do a live show there. That way we can actually show the shop how it really looks. You guys go ahead and dish out the address so they can try looking for you guys.
So if you guys know where the eatery is, downtown Weslaco, you want to go to the back of it, to the back alley, or after hours,
right around the corner.
Right. Or if you're coming from Texas, you want to find Mimi's Attic and walk 415 Texas, walk all the way to the back of Mimi's Attic, and you'll find us there. At first, we thought maybe even make it a speakeasy kind of like if you know, we're there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
and just keep promoting it through social media and have that buzz about, you know, hey, I see this and it says it's at the eatery, Where is it at the eatery?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so we're located right behind the
It's
eatery.
Behind the taco stand, bro.
There you go. Right there.
Behind the coffee shop.
Hey,
Shout
I
out
go,
to
you mean
Yeah.
I can get a pair of drinks behind the taco stand? Go, bro.
We're actually located at the eatery right behind Vintage Coffee.
There you go.
So if you go to the eatery and you see the Vintage Coffee food truck / coffee truck / container truck, you know,
Something
that
I
they
should have
did,
something I should have stopped before I actually went into the shop.
There you
to
go.
sober up.
Sober up a bit. Yeah, we're right behind it.
That's
Right behind
awesome,
it,
man.
you can find us there.
Guys, and all that, all social media page. You can go on Facebook,
Instagram
Instagram, on Lot 41 collectibles
and apparel.
and apparel, man. Go on there and
Collectibles
check
and
those
apparel.
out. Well, I mean, now we're gonna switch gears to Mr. Rolando
Yes.
Zamora.
Yes. That's
Zamora,
correct.
I can't remember. And we're gonna talk about this Star Wars podcast that's going on, man.
Yeah.
Something I just barely found out that night that I literally stumbled into the door about it. And I mean, talk to us. Where you're from? Where did it all start? And why isn't the co-host with us? Because I want the light.
First of all, shout out to my co-host Pete Salas. I did not know.
There you go. Yeah, give you an applause there, buddy.
I did not know till today, Pete. Like I told you that we were gonna actually have 2 segments. I thought it was just the show or the shop rather, and I was just gonna be able to plug in the show.
He knew.
No, so for me, I'm from Harlingen too. Like I've known Andrew since high school, so that's how I really got to know him through
Cool.
the game. It was through Magic the Gathering that
Cool,
we
man.
actually
Cool,
became
cool.
friends. And dude, in the circle of like geeks, nerds, whatever you want to call us, we're
All of
all
the above.
we all
We'll take
follow basically the same stuff. It's
Oh yeah,
Right.
collectibles, Star Wars,
Marvel,
Marvel,
comics.
Star Trek, D&D,
Man.
whatever, right?
Right,
Name
right.
it, we
So
watch it.
it just so happens like with our group, like a lot of us are like really huge Star Wars fans.
Right, right.
So just to kind of give you a brief summary of that, when I was a kid, I consider myself to have the best Star Wars story. And I'm a real humble guy.
Hey, go for it. Go for it, man. Go for it. We got to hear. Let me get a close up on this because I want your co-host to see this.
Yeah, he knows the story. He knows the story. I just said the story to our
Go ahead,
audience.
man. I got you. Can talk into that camera right there. Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, when I was a kid, I'm sure, like, I was born in '86, so I'm sure there's a bunch of you guys out there that might be in the same situation. Like, at a certain point, we just started running out of movies to watch. And I don't know about you guys, but my parents would just get, blank VHSs and record.
Yeah,
like
my boy.
movies, TV shows.
That's
and
my
all
boy.
that, right?
There you go. That brings back memories.
So once I finished our video library of official bought
Mhm.
licensed
Right.
movies, I started exploring those. Some of them, I had to quickly pause and, put away because I wasn't supposed to be watching that.
Right.
Those were the
right,
best
right.
Those were,
ones.
Yeah.
couldn't find out later. Those are the best ones.
It's a different Death Star.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we had this one VHS. It had like the label was kind of like trashed on it. You know how they would start peeling and all that. And one of them, I think there was like 3 movies on there, and one of the middle movie was The Empire Strikes Back.
Mm,
Well, my version of The Empire Strikes Back started 30 minutes in.
okay.
So not only did I not have the entire cut, I was at such a young age, I just perceived that to be Star Wars. Period.
Right.
'Cause and you know what?
Oh.
Now that I'm thinking about it, since I didn't have that, the beginning part where it's showing you the title and all
Yes,
that, that's
exactly.
probably why I didn't even know.
Okay.
I didn't get the episode 5 part. I just jumped right into the Battle of Hoth. So
There you go.
it wasn't until a few years later where my dad, brought to light that, hey, there's 2 more movies.
Ooh.
And you could just imagine how excited I got to know that, and I had to see them immediately.
Say what?
So that's kind of where my Star Wars fandom started. And then sure enough, you grow up, you go to school, and you just start meeting kids that they're into the same
Right.
stuff. So
right.
It's hard not to be a Star Wars fan.
I
Yeah,
got
that's
Petey. Is it Petey?
yeah, that's my
Salas
co-host. Yeah.
saying hello. I'm here. And I got Michael Zuniga
That's
saying
Mikey.
nerds. I hope I'm doing it right, buddy.
That sounds
But-
that's good. That's good.
So go ahead, man. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
So,
so flash forward years later, the prequels come out, and I gotta be honest, I just wasn't like such a huge fan, and my Star Wars fandom actually kind of diminished to a certain extent, which I'm ashamed to say
mhm.
to this, today, because
It's all
now
good,
I'm just
though.
like such a huge fan,
Mhm.
more so than I ever was. And the reason that I became such a huge fan is after the prequels came out, George Lucas and the crew, they released a show called The Clone Wars, and it's actually an animated show.
My nephew is a huge fan of that show.
So
man.
you-
I
oh, yeah.
tried so hard to get. I couldn't. But then again, you're talking to the guy that watched New Hope and
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So it's like, I can't. I'm
And
sorry.
it's tough too because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's not like 1, 2, 3 movies. No,
Right.
there's how many episodes?
Oh, in the Clone Wars?
In the Clone Wars.
Yeah, there's like 7 seasons.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
7 seasons. That's a lot.
That's my
Yeah,
life
it's
story.
And that first season's kind of rough, so that's kind of like where a lot of people falter right in the beginning. But like once you get past it, it just it really starts picking up steam,
Mhm.
and like each season is progressively better than the previous one. So
True.
Okay.
yeah, so what ended up happening was Andy and another buddy of mine, Eddie, they always told me about it. They knew I was a Star Wars fan. They're like, you gotta watch the Clone Wars. It's super good.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nah, I'm good. And I remember also that series started with a movie, an animated movie that came out in theaters, just self-titled The Clone Wars. My
Right.
dad took us to watch it. There was they introduced a new character called Ahsoka Tano, like a younger Padawan to Anakin, and I just
Right.
wasn't like a fan.
You weren't having it. Yeah,
I wasn't.
got you.
I
got
wasn't
you.
having it. I was like, it's okay.
He wasn't alone though. I think the general consensus from people at the time was it just didn't go. It didn't
Yeah.
go.
And there was a
You
lot
know?
of burnout from the prequels. I wasn't
Right.
the only one that was in that boat.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you, and people probably gonna. You know what? Shut this podcast off. Never go on there again. I could not get the prequels.
Exactly. Yeah.
I to me, the golden was the three.
The first
Yeah.
three.
The three.
It's hard.
The
It's hard
Faithful
when
Three.
you set the bar so high.
Yes.
You have these expectations coming into things like that, and then when it doesn't meet it, yeah, you feel like you got let down. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? A lot of
And I had to buckle myself down to watch the last three.
oh yeah.
I had
Yeah.
to really, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest. They were good. They were actually. It closed the story good. I mean, yeah. I mean, I can't. This is just the old timer talking. The first three that came out, I mean, that was golden for me. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, man,
Yeah.
so many things, and not a damn one Mexicano up there, but it's beautiful. Except for Chewy. Chewy. I'm
Chewy.
taking the one out of the
Yes.
Paul Rodriguez comedy book. Chewy, el vato mecánico y bien baboso. That's the guy. Pero, yeah, I could.
And Arturito.
Arturito, that's
yeah.
right.
Arturito.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, man. But yeah, man. I mean, those were the golden ones for me, man. Those,
Yeah.
the platinum ones, the diamonds, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
So this cartoon was like progressing on Cartoon Network, and there was like diehards watching it.
Right.
I wasn't one of them.
Mhm.
But sure enough, flash forward years later, the pandemic hits,
right.
like 2019,
Oh.
right? And the first thing I thought was like, I can't leave the house. I'm just gonna start watching stuff that I haven't watched.
Mhm.
So I remembered real quick. I was like, well, Eddie and Andy always told me I need to watch the Clone Wars, and
Well,
I
there you
can't
go.
call myself a Star Wars fan if I don't start watching this stuff.
Right.
So sure enough, I put it on, and it was like, I think I was one of those rare people that actually liked the first season. And then I kept watching it, and I was like, I gotta keep watching this. This is like so good, and it just like took over
Mhm.
to the point where like I plowed through it, and I was like, what's next? And the next animated series that just so happened to have already been out also was called
Right.
Star Wars Rebels.
Right. Right.
So that show, I remember when I saw the first few episodes, me and Andy were still working at that engineering firm. I remember walking into his office, and I was like, you know what, dude? I think I actually like this show.
Mhm.
And
You
it was
got
funny
me.
because it had gotten a lot of criticism as being like a more kiddie show because of the animation style,
Right.
more lighthearted.
Right.
But I was
right.
just digging the
The
characters
story was better.
Yes,
the
because-
story is better.
because this story actually takes place in the original trilogy. So that added
Right.
like a huge element to it.
Right.
So again, flash forward, I've seen now all the animated product, and my Star Wars like hype is at full force, like beyond what it's ever been.
Right.
So much that like that character that I told you that I was not digging in the movie Ahsoka
Mhm.
Tano
Mhm.
became my favorite character in Star Wars. Period.
There you
Ask
go.
him how
There you
many
go.
times he's met her. the voice.
The voice.
Oh
The
yeah.
voice.
I,
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine how many
Oh,
times,
yeah.
bro.
Yes.
He should have. He actually should have brought his shield.
You go, do it. Just do it. Just do it. Say it.
Oh yeah. He should have brought his shield.
That's another. Yeah, that's
He's
another
got
story.
like a great story for going out and meeting these actors and actresses in the Marvel universe
That's
and Star
awesome,
Wars
man.
universe, all
That's
kinds
awesome.
of stuff. And it's just it's a phenomenal story that he has for that stuff.
I hear you, man. I hear you, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, so going back to the Star Wars thing, my first goal was like, okay, all these people that I know that are Star Wars fans that haven't seen the show, you need to see the show, because if you watch Clone Wars, all these things you thought about the prequels, now it fills in all the gaps.
All the missing gaps. Okay.
Yes, and
okay.
then you go back and you watch the films, and suddenly they're not so like boring. I hate to say that still because I'm a
Right.
fan, but suddenly like you understand a bit more to the depth of the characters,
Right.
particularly the ones that they didn't highlight too much. And I just kept like I rewatched Rebels because I loved it so much, and then I got friends of mine. I would try to tell them like, you're a Star Wars fan, you got to watch this stuff. I know
Right.
you haven't seen it.
Right.
So one of the first guys that I spoke to was my buddy Pete, the one that co-hosted with me.
Yeah. He's saying here, Psycho Mike. But all right, let's go on. Go on.
Yeah, so I told Pete, and sure enough, like I think he like again the pacing of the beginning of Clone Wars is slow, but he got through it, and sure enough, it was the same effect.
Right.
By the end of it, he was asking me, dude, what do you think about us just doing a podcast where we talk about Star Wars? And I was like, I'm the type of person that's real timid. Like this is like even being on the live camera right now for me is kind of like brand new.
Hey, you're doing a great job, man. You're doing a real great
I
job.
think the podcast experience has kind of played.
And
into it.
PD's already promoting your stuff on here, saying Radio Good Morning Low, the unofficial Star Wars Rebel podcast. Guys,
There you go.
I mean, I follow Star Wars, but listening to your podcast, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, they got something going here, man. I like this. I like this. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, so he's like, what do you think about this idea? Like, because Pete has had a podcast before, so you know, he's basically the one that pulled me into this. He pulled me out of my comfort zone, but he knew I'd be, you know, I would do it because it's something that I'm passionate about.
Right.
And sure enough, I remember we finally decided, hey, let's just do it. And he asked me, like, it was like a Saturday or Sunday. He's like, hey, do you mind jumping on Zoom real quick, so just so we can do like a sound check, so I can make sure everything's set up for
Yeah.
when we start.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he surprised me. He's like, okay, it's good. You want to record right now? And I was like,
Wait a minute. Hold on. Time out. Can I get a beer?
Buy me a drink first.
I loosen up a little bit when I drink beer. I feel more like Jar Jar Binks speaking on there when I'm drinking a beer. But yeah, man, and I like the tie-ins that now Disney has really knocked it out of the park.
Oh yeah.
What's really filling the gaps for me now, and like I said, I can understand the cartoon, the anime stuff. You know, trying for me to get to watch it. I don't know if I can. I'll try, but the whole series of Obi-Wan that came out,
Oh dude.
sweet
Oh, man.
Mother Jesus of God, that fills in a huge gap of Leia. And if you guys have not seen it, Leia and Luke growing up and the close calls they get, and to finally see a Mexicano and they're coming to power, but a great series, man. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
even though it's so short, which I want more Disney, you got me addicted like kitty cocaine, but it's so short, it's awesome.
That's
And
great.
it's awesome, man.
It's
It's
really
an awesome
great.
show, and it's slowly entangling more people coming into the
Yeah,
Star Wars series.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Disney was onto something. I think they hit a grand slam with Grogu. I know you got him sitting here in front of us.
Yeah, I call him Baby Yoda,
Baby
man.
Yoda,
All right,
yeah.
the older people call him Baby Yoda.
I still like to call him Baby Yoda too. It just flows off the tongue a bit easier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda. Good job, Baby Yoda.
I
Good
think
job.
when he showed up in that very first episode of The Mandalorian, it just hooked every Star
Oh.
Wars fan, but it also pulled in every like non-Star Wars fan
Exactly.
that just like adored
Yes.
this Baby Yoda.
Exactly. It did. It really brought everybody in cahoots with it, man.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, this is so awesome. Yeah, man. And I mean, and in the podcast itself, how long have you been up and running already?
Oh, we've been doing it weekly. So we've done 15, 16 episodes. So it's already been like 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good. That's good, man.
Yeah. It's for sure something new for me. I'm getting used to it. I can tell like I support, as soon as the episode drops, I post it on social media.
Good.
And I'm watching it. I watch it, and then I put the social media drops because I want to be specific on what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
And then as soon as I hit the road, like to come to Westaco or go to McAllen, I'm listening to it.
Yeah.
So you gotta support yourself first.
Yeah, of
You gotta be a
course,
number
man.
one fan,
You gotta
right?
be narcissistic, man.
Yeah, I mean, when he started it, I thought to myself, was like, the social media aspect of anything, I think these days is so huge,
Mhm.
and I don't know much about it.
Right.
And so when he says like that's what he was doing, I was watching what they were doing because I knew that if we started something new, we were gonna have to be adamant about the social media part of it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's tough.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
tough.
This-
That's
and,
tough.
and then, like I told you before, you'll get 9 no's, but eventually you'll make up those 9 no's with 1 yes.
Yes.
You know, and that's what's the beautiful thing about it. And I got Michael Zuniga saying, I am with the force, and the force is with me.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Perfect
You
mic
see?
drop.
You see?
Oh
Now,
my gosh.
if something
The
doesn't
force is
highlight,
strong with this one.
Yeah. Mike also happens to be like probably our number one fan. He texts me like 5:30 in the morning after the episode drops. He's like, "Love the podcast," and I'm just
That's
telling him,
good, man.
Thanks, Mike. You know, I'm just getting into the shower, but I'll check it out once I'm good to go.
Yeah, and you see, and that's the beauty part about it, man. When you have people that listen to your podcast, or even when they go into your shop, man, and they compliment the area or they listen to your podcast, it's a great feeling because it pushes you further to do more, to make it more impressive for them.
Yeah,
You know, and
absolutely.
that's the beautiful part about it, man. The support. That's all that we ask for, man. I mean, when you're doing a podcast, a store, a brand new store, an event, musicians that are out there, just the support itself
means the world.
it means the world. Means the
It
world
means
to
the
us.
world.
You know, and that's the beautiful part about it, man. But yeah, dude. I mean, like I said, I heard that one, some of the episodes going through, just scamming through, listening to what you guys are talking about. And I know most of it's all about the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I want to listen to it, but I think I should watch the show first, so I can give my 2 cents. But but yeah, it is a great podcast. And when does the episodes drop?
So the episodes now drop on Fridays, first thing in the morning. So you can catch us a fresh episode every Friday. Follow us on any audio podcast platform of your choice, and we also have a video podcast, so it's on YouTube.
There you go.
So you can search us. You can search for us at Radio Lothal, Lothal, and you can also search for us under our actual podcast name, which is Good Morning Lothal.
Yeah, I see that, man. And applause to Petey here because he's promoting the force out of it. Big question here, and this has been a question through decades after decades, and through, may I say, nerds.
You may.
Yeah, it's not derogatory at all.
And this is where it's gonna get really interesting, guys. Check
I know
this
what you're
out.
gonna ask.
Oh, let me see. Let's see if the force is strong
The
with this
force
one.
is strong.
Are you gonna ask me who shot first?
No,
Okay.
no,
PD
No.
already put me on the spot on the
Yeah.
podcast of that. I was like,
no.
pause it. I forgot.
No. Here we go. And I love this because I see it everywhere. I used to hang with friends in high school that I always fight over it. And I see it on TV, and then I see it on episodes. Okay, what is right now? Star Wars is huge compared with the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah.
But there is a new series coming out. There's a new series coming. Picard is coming out with Star Trek again. Another one that's coming,
yeah,
Next
yeah.
Generation.
Yeah.
What is your take? Here's the big question between Star Wars and Star Trek.
Oh.
Okay, should I get a punching bag or something? Protect myself at all costs.
Go down.
Well,
And then Pete saying, Han shot first. Han shot first. Way off subject, Pete.
I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, you know that our fandom is already toxic as it is.
Yes.
So in our podcast, if you guys watch us, please do. Me and Peter are always preaching, like, that's not what this is. Our channel is about.
Right.
If you have, creative differences in thinking, we promote that, but
Right.
be civil about it, because that's what creates the discussion.
Exactly.
So I do extend that same thinking to Star Wars and Star Trek, because I didn't grow up a Star Trek fan. Like, the only Star Trek, I think I saw one of the movies. I couldn't tell you which one it was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then I saw the newer ones. And when I saw the newer ones that J.J. Abrams did, I actually liked them. So I can't be the guy that
Get out of my
incites-
podcast right now, dude.
But Star Wars all the way, number one.
There you go. Yeah, that's all I wanted to hear, man. Because I've always had that battle with a lot of friends of mine. I like Star Wars and I like Star Trek. They're
Yeah.
both growing up when I was way little in this at 77, 78, 79. Just started. My parents would sit me in front of the TV, and I would watch Captain Kirk, Star Trek. It
Oh,
would
yeah.
come out on channel 4, I believe it was KGBT, I believe. And I would see there like, wow, it blew my mind that these people are flying through a spaceship through time, going to different planets, discovering this and that. I always had with that weird song. That stuff it was hilarious, man. But then when Star Wars came out, the first official Star Wars movie came out. I mean, I was not even around the ages to even see it, but when it came out on VHS for the first time, when my dad bought got rented a VHS.
Shout out to Blockbuster.
Don't get way before Blockbuster.
This is like the
Damn, I feel old. Back in 1982.
Say what?
Yeah, 1982. He rented a VHS and rented Star Wars for the first time. And when I saw that just blew my mind. And I was like, wow. And then I finished watching that. I watched Star Trek. And then from there, it was like cheating on my. Don't worry, baby. I still love you. I'm gonna go check you out in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, that's why. And then when I hear friends fight over that, no Star Trek this, no Star Wars did it first, no Star Trek. I'm like, bro, get over it. All right, they're both great movies. The Star, just like you said, Star Wars #1. So I'll leave it at that. And I got RGB Paranormal Lockdown saying, "How's it going, brother? What's going on, man? Hope your podcast is going great too, man. It's another great podcast to catch on YouTube and I believe YouTube and on Facebook Live. Check them out. Great podcast, man. Great group of guys, man. Guys, I mean, is there anything you want to add more now that your co-host is not here? That you want to throw out? Throw some dirt.
Not at all. Pete is the best. I couldn't have asked for a better partner in doing the podcast. He has all the experience. He does all the work
There
as
you go.
far as like the actual production. So
Good job,
shout out to
Pete. Good
him.
job, Pete.
I'm very spoiled where I just get to show up and talk about Star Wars.
Yeah, it sounds like Chew, but I feel for you, Pete. I feel for you. And Pete says, "Sorry, I missed you guys. Let's do it again, another episode, and I'll be there. We'll call it the episode number 2, Revenge of the Co-Host. You got it, buddy. You got it. Mark it down. Don't worry, we're gonna get you on here, man. We'll get you. I'll make sure I bring the lifesavers and all that good stuff, bro.
There you go.
Yeah, but we'll make it really interesting. But no, that's great, man. That's great. And I mean, as far as social medias, you can find you on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook, you can look for us at Good Morning Lothal. Best bet is going to be on Instagram. Just look for Radio Lothal.
Yeah, that's awesome, guys. Man, we're going close to an hour and 8 minutes. What a great podcast. So much more stuff to talk about. But man, this is great. I'm glad you guys took the time. I'm glad they didn't think, oh, this drunk guy walking here talking about a podcast. He doesn't even have a freaking podcast. He just wanted to come see the shoes. Oh my God.
No. We're yeah.
What was the discussion when I walked out? That's what I want to know. Who the hell is that guy?
When he walked out, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Half the people in the room were scratching their head. The other half of the people in the room were excited, and so it was a confused, excited, nervous, excited.
Yeah.
But no, we were definitely excited to be on here. You know, we knew that you were serious,
Yeah.
and I mean, just blessed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be able to get an opportunity to promote the things that we're passionate about
Right.
through something that you're passionate about.
Awesome,
and so,
man. I
you know,
appreciate
it was just fantastic. It was one of
Com-
those great, you're in the right place at the right
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
with the universe
confused.
things.
And excited. Sounds like some of my high school days back in the day. So, and,
Days then confused.
that too. But no, I appreciate you guys taking the time to come out, talk about the shop, talk about your podcast, man. And that's what it's all about, helping each other out. You know, like I said, whenever you guys want us to go out there, we'll set time aside and we will head out there and set up
Right there.
camera shop, and we can have an interview. Or your unicorn shows up. I'm talking about unicorn that wants to go play Magic the Gathering with you guys. You better call me, or at least make me a guest on the show when he comes out
for sure.
with a pair of Jordans. And
This is demands. He's going crazy. No,
yeah, I'm doing audio work for these guys. I better get them. I'm just joking.
no, for sure.
No.
The shop's always growing. You know, we worked real hard to get the inside to look the way that it does. We're
Mhm.
going to be working on the outside next, and they're twin rooms.
Right.
So
I saw that.
next room is the big project. We want to make it a lounge area,
Mhm.
make it someplace comfortable for people to come in, feel at home. You know, if you buy food or you buy something from the eatery, come on in,
Wow.
be able to sit down,
Wow.
things like that. So
Yes.
we do want to
Yes.
make it definitely inviting.
That's
Come
what
on
I'm
in,
talking
come see
about.
us. Just talk shop.
That's
You know,
what I'm
you
talking
watch
about.
these movies about barber shops and things like that. Where
Right.
you could just come in with your local barber and talk shop
Right.
about anything, life,
Right.
whatever. We want that for the shoe store.
You,
That's what we
you
want.
just gave me. I'm gonna be that old guy that's always there, right in the corner with a square of checkers, saying, "Now, I remember back in 2022, I used to have a podcast. Yeah, now Chew owns the whole shit and kicked me out." but no, like I said, I appreciate you guys coming out, man, and
Thank you
it
so
was
much
great.
for having us.
And the wife in the corner, thank you. And she said, "I don't want to be on the podcast." Well, we can hear you, so it's
I
all
gotta
good.
be here to keep these guys in check.
There you go. Oh, so you're the mother goose too, huh?
Someone has
That's
to
a
be.
whole different other story, another podcast. I'm not even gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. But guys, I appreciate you guys coming out.
Thanks so much.
And everything you guys are doing are great, and especially the hospitality. I got, even though I was a little bit off the edge, the hospitality was great. But guys, if you get a chance, eatery right in the alley, you see that glass window, and the magic just pops out in the back. I mean, you see it, and when you see it, oh my God, it's exactly
It's
that.
It's that.
Exactly like that.
It
'cause
hits different.
Yeah, it hits different in all the wrong places. But but your feet. I'm talking about your feet. Stop thinking dirty. But but yeah, man, I appreciate you guys coming out like you guys did. Right now we're gonna get offline because I got stuff in the sign. I got a little portrait autograph, the autograph on our canvas because you were our other guests that come on here for season 3. And guys, stay tuned for next week. We keep an eye on our social media. I can't really let the cat out of the bag just yet, but keep an eye on our social media. Something big, huge is coming Tuesday. We're going to be live somewhere in Weslaco. Just keep an eye out. I can't say anymore because I got little laser points and shock things in my body right now. But I say that literally shocked me, and that's my wife talking. So, okay, babe, I'll pick a gallon of ice cream when I get home. But yeah, guys, just stay tuned. Keep an eye on our Facebook page, all our social medias. Head out to Lot 41. Listen to the podcast, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out, ladies and gentlemen. That is the podcast for this week. Keep an eye out for us next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming out. And like always, ladies and gentlemen, laters!
You and me, we're digging through the same dirt. You and me, we're bruised from the same hurt. You and me, we're wading through the same flood. You and me, we're dragged through